Hello guys, I'm here with another video with the 2020 YZ250FX. I noticed that there's not a lot of videos for this year and this model of bike. If anything, I couldn't find really any videos besides like intro videos or reviews of the YZ250FX. So I was like, why not do an oil change video? Because I didn't see any on YouTube. So I'll post one for you guys right now, and let's get into it. So you won't be needing too much. I like to get this handy oil change kit. I use Yamalube 10W50. This kit includes drain seals, oil filters, and everything. You will also need 8mm socket for your oil filter bolts, and then your skid plate. And then I'm pretty sure the drain bolt is either 12 or 11mm oil filter. I just got these Tusk first line oil filters off Rocky Mountain ATV and MC. They seem pretty good. They're good price too. You'll need 2 tie downs. I'll get more into this later. These Pro Taper ones are really nice. I highly recommend them. And yeah, and make sure you have your seals and everything handy. I'll get more into all that later. So let's get into it. Our first step will be to warm up the bike. So let's do that right now. We got the bike outside and in a well ventilated area. You're definitely gonna want to put your bike outside or in your garage that's well ventilated. So let's just warm it up right now. The manual says to do this for several minutes. Not really sure what several minutes means, but I just do around like 4 or 5, and this will get the oil flowing pretty good. All right, so let's warm it up right now. Like warming up, we have everything we need here. Obviously, now we'll get into the 2 tie downs. I will attach one soft tie around my workbench right here, and then I'll wrap the soft tie around it, and then I'll come over here and I'll wrap it either on this handle right here, and then as you can see, it's going across perfectly, so I'll keep the bike level, and then I can attach it to the Citra apparition guards I have on my bike, and it'll keep it all level the whole time. All right, so now the bike all warmed up, we got all leveled and stuff with the tie downs I was telling you guys about. I clipped onto my workbench right here. If you guys don't have this, just make sure it's your bike is level. Yeah. So, and then I have the other one clipped right here, like I said. And then you're gonna want to place a drain pan under your bike to catch oil, obviously. I just have this mat here because I don't want to get my stuff dirty. This new shirt and stuff. And then some of you may be asking why I using this Tusk one instead of the one that comes with. I just simply have more of these, and these come with 2 and only comes with 1 oil filter. So I just ordered to have more of these, so that's why I'm using it. No reason at all not to use this. These are good oil filters in here. I already used one, as you can see. I still have some leftover drain seals. So now we're gonna want to have some blue shop vacs handy, always nice. Now we're gonna take our socket wrench, and then we're gonna take our 8mm socket. We're gonna clamp it on, and now we're gonna go under the bike over here. And on this bike, it's very easy to drop the skid plate. You see, you're just gonna loosen these 2 bolts right here, and there's another bolt coming under here. So you just want to loosen these, and then take the skid plate off, and don't lose these bolts, because then you'll need to get new ones, and it's a problem. So we'll drop the skid plate dropped off. I highly recommend just putting the bolts back in here. The way you don't lose them, simple way of not losing them. And now we're gonna pop the plug. So we're gonna want to take our socket, pop this one off. And now we're gonna come back under the bike with the skid plate popped off. And we're obviously gonna want to open our drain pan. And then if you're gonna want to come look under here, this will be your drain bolt right here. Yeah, so we're just gonna pop this open, and it is a 12mm. So let's loosen this, and then we'll let the oil run for a little bit, and then that's gonna be your next step. Flooding out. Obviously, I need to go dump my oil pretty soon. You can just go to like O'Reilly Parts or and they'll dump it for you. Obviously, you can see that it's dripping out. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then in the meantime, however, we're gonna go clean our screen and then we're gonna pop our oil filter open. So one thing I forgot, and stuff you're gonna need some contact cleaner. Always good to have. But so we're gonna need some of this handy to clean our screen, and then we're also gonna clean our drain bolts and all that good stuff. This screw right here is holding this in. So to get this out, we're gonna need to loosen this up, take it all out, and then we're gonna pop this open. So I'm gonna do this right now. And yeah, so that's gonna be your next. All right, so now we got the screw out. This is a screw right here. Put this in a safe place. I'm gonna put it right next to my skid plate so I don't lose it. And then other thing I forgot is you're gonna want one of these with a 10mm head on it to get this out. You can either use a screwdriver or you can just use a 10mm on here. I use a 10mm on here so that way you don't strip it out. As you can see, I kind of did a little bit. So so now we're just gonna come down here to the bike, and now we have the screw out. Warning, oil will come out of this when you go to pull it out. So I'll show you right now. Or actually, you can either do it by your hands, or you can come over here, grab some like needle nose pliers, and then we're gonna just get a nice firm grip on here. You don't want to get it too tight because it is like light rubber. And then there we go. Oil is starting to come out of here. And then make sure it's on your drain pan like you see right here. And then we're just gonna simply just take it out. The manual says to inspect it, and if it's broken, replace immediately. I just clean it every time. That's just my personal preference. You can just inspect it, see it's good, and then put it back in. But I run it with some contact cleaner. You can do whatever you want, really. That's just my personal preference, is clean it every time. And then as you go to take the last part out, some oil will drip out. So we're gonna take this out, and then we're gonna run it with some contact cleaner, and then that's gonna be your next step. See, we got it out nice and successful. It looks all good to me, but I'm gonna clean it with some nice Yamalube brake and contact cleaner. So we'll do that, and then we'll get all nice and clean, put it back in. And as you can see, the manual will show you too, there's this rubber little seal right here in the middle. I replaced that last oil change. One thing I was mentioning about the seals earlier is I replace every seal after every 2 runs. So I'm not replacing the one on the drain plug right now because I did it last time. But you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's your personal preference. Some people don't do it at all. They just keep using the same ones, but I would rather just spend like 5 cents and then not have it leak. And then instead of having it leak when you're riding, have a good time, and your oil starts leaking, it's bad news. So let's just clean this real quick. Like I said, I replaced his last change, so I'm not gonna replace it again. I just do it every 2 times, but you can do whatever you want. Like I said, sometimes people don't do it at all, but sometimes people do it every time. But I just do it every 2 times. And then how I got that number is if you go to your oil change kit over here, it comes with two oils and only 1 set of drain bolt or drain plugs. And O-rings. So I mean, why would they give you 2 2 course of oil and only 1 set? Obviously that's enough for 2, so I just came up with that number for there. That'd be safe than sorry. So we'll clean this up, and that's gonna be your next step. Now we got it all cleaned up. You can inspect it, put it in the light. Looks all good to me. So now we're gonna come back down here, and I cleaned it with some contact cleaner, and then so we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna let this dry. And whatever you do not use water on this, because water and your motor will not go together. So just let this dry on this little handy blue shop rag, and we're gonna come over to your bike, and then we're gonna loosen the oil bolt. So this will create a vacuum, so it'll help your I should have done this before, but it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna you can take it out or loosen it. We're gonna end up cleaning this, so I'm just gonna put it back in one little screw, and then you'll be all good to go. And then we're gonna wait till and then we're gonna pop open the oil filter. So now that we got it in all good, and as you can see, it should still be dripping. So now your next step is gonna be to pop open this little thing. As you can see, I loosened these using our 8mm socket. So now we are gonna take these bolts out. Do not lose these. Place these in a safe place. I'm just gonna place them right here. Probably not too safe, but we'll roll with it. So now we're gonna take the other one out. And then there we go, place it in the same place. And now you're gonna take your gasket. You're just gonna grab it, and like I said, put your rag right here. Gets on your motor, doesn't really matter, it'll come off. Just your floor won't, too easy. So now you're just gonna simply just take this off. You're gonna try to loosen it with your hands. As you can see, it's already starting to come off. So I'm gonna put the camera down and I'm gonna take this off. They come out, so make sure you have your drain pan underneath. And we're gonna drain some of this out, and then your old filter will be in there. So you're gonna want to remove that, obviously, and then you're gonna, depending on what filter you have, this is paper, you can't use it again, so I'm just gonna throw it away. If you have that the cleanable one, you can just clean it. I just use paper because I think like the Tusk ones that I told you about, they're like $2 or $3 a piece. It's not that bad. So now we're just gonna wipe this all out, and then we're gonna get our new filter, and we're gonna install it, and then we're gonna put our screws back in, and then I'm gonna be replacing this gasket right here. So because I didn't do it last time. So yeah, let's do that. The unit out, and then I am right here. This will be your part number. Looked around. This will be your part number on here. Here you go. This will be your part number. You can pause the video and look at it if you want to get one. But it comes with this handy oil change kit. So we're gonna replace this one with this old one. So let's do that. As you see, there will be a hole going in the filter in here, and then there'll be just sealed right here. Your sealed part is gonna be on your outside, so your in will be going in like that. So like again, you don't want to get this wrong. You don't want to put it backwards. You want to put like this and going in. So we'll just install that in there, and then I replaced the seal, like I said I would before. So we replace the seal. Make sure this is all nice and clean. Don't make sure there's no dirt in here, and then we're just gonna reinstall this, and we're gonna put our screws back in, and then that will be your next step. So like that, and we're just gonna put them back in. It's all nice and tight. Don't over tighten these. You don't want to strip them out. That would be very bad. So now it's all installed. As you can see, it's all nice and clean. We all wiped it off. We kept this nice shop rag handy. I wiped it off with. So next we're gonna go install our oil strainer. The strainer we cleaned, our contact cleaner. So let's go do that. Go above it. Make sure it's at somewhere near this slant or this degree. You don't want to put it going down or going straight up, because if you look inside, if you get a flashlight, look inside, you'll see that the oil strainer is going, or your oil route is going like at this slant. So make sure you put it in on that slant. And now we are going to take our 10mm screwdriver, and then with the bolt in it, and then we're gonna install it back. So now that is installed, I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, but this will still be able to move a little bit. I already kind of made this mistake. I really tried to tighten this a lot. It was not a good idea. Try to get it to stop moving. But if you do move it, nudge it a little bit, it will move a little bit. Don't worry about it. It will be fine. It won't move when you're riding. it gets tighter. So you should be fine. Make sure to keep at that slant. Your washer will tighten it for you. So make sure that don't over tighten this, because then it'll be really hard to get out. You'll strip the bolt. You don't want to do that. So now that's all tight. Now that's all installed and cleaned with contact cleaner. Now it is time to. It is still dripping a little bit. It's fine. A lot of it already came out. You can wait. That's if you want. It's your choice. But I'm gonna put my drain bolt back in, and we are gonna want to clean this with some contact cleaner. You don't have to, but I do. I just want to keep everything clean so I don't get any dirt particles in my engine or anything. So now we're gonna reinstall this, and then after that it'll be time to put in your oil, and then we'll get it running. Then we'll check your oil pressure, and then you should be all good to go. Now it's time to install the oil. As you can see, I marked it right here. I'll show you right here. The manual calls for with oil filter remover is 0.75. If you're just doing a normal oil change, you didn't do the filter, just put 0.73. You don't need 0.75. Let's say we're gonna install 0.75, and we're gonna use our funnel and put it in the we're gonna come over here, and then we're gonna put it in our installer right there. So let's do that. We're gonna put 0.75 in there. So let's do that right now. Installed. Now it's time to take the bike out and check the oil level and do the oil pressure check. So to check it, we're gonna warm this up, the bike up for like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you have to make sure it's on a level surface. You have to make sure it's very sensitive, or have someone hold it for you to make sure it's very level. And then you see these 2 lines. Your oil level should be between here. Too less oil, add more. Too much, you have a problem. You're gonna have to drain some. So let's do that right now. We'll warm it up for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll check the oil level. So I warmed it up 2 to 3 minutes. I put it level, and it was like right on the below line. So I'm gonna add a little bit more oil, not too much, because you don't overfill it. So let's add a little bit more oil. It may not do this, but I need to, because I have not enough oil in there. So I'm gonna add a little bit more with some again Yamalube 10W50. So let's add some more in there. All warmed up, and you waited a minute to look at the glass, and you're on level ground. As you can see now that after I added oil, I am between, or I am more towards the upper line, which is too much oil. I'd rather be closer to this one instead of that one. Preferably like the middle if you can get it there, but this is perfect. Just do whatever you want, whatever you do not be below this line right here. So now we have a few more steps, and then we'll be done with your oil change on your 2020 YZ250FX. Alright, now with the engine running, you're going to want to check your oil pressure bolt, and I'll show you where that is right now. You're going to unloosen it a little bit. Do not loosen it completely at all. Do not do that, otherwise oil will come spitting out. You do not want that. So you're going to loosen it a little bit until your oil starts oozing. If it doesn't ooze, you need to kill the engine immediately, because the oil pressure is too low and your engine could seize. So now we're going to do that right now. So as you can see, I did get oil seeping, which is a very good thing. That means my oil pressure is good and we're all ready to ride. So now we can put the bike back in, put your skid plate back on. I'll get to that next step. If your oil did not seize in the amount of time that I did, and you need to turn your engine off real quick, otherwise your engine could seize. And yeah, do not take that bolt all the way out, because it will, all your oil, engine oil will become seeping out. It's very hot, so you do not want to do that. So now I'll put it back in the garage, and then I'll get to the next step. All right, so now we got your bike back in the garage. We're all ready to ride. You completed the oil change. Make sure you tighten back up your oil pressure bolt right here pretty good. The final step, I'm not going to be videoing this. You're going to install your skid plate back again. It's really easy. There's three, it has some screws in the frame. As you can see right here, it just fits on very easily. The reason why I'm not doing this right now is because I mean, you guys can do this too. Just an idea. You don't have to do it. It's up to you. I like to make sure, I like to wait a few hours and make sure this doesn't leak. And I like to put like a paper towel, or just make sure, or you come back in a few hours, feel under here if it's wet or anything, to make sure that this isn't dripping. If it does drip, you're probably gonna need to change your O-ring. And yeah, that's a hassle, so hopefully not, but I'll just wait a few hours to install it. The engine guard, or the skid plate back on. So yeah, so that'll be your final step, is just reinstalling the skid plate. I'm gonna wait a few hours to make sure I'm not leaking. So yeah, and now I completed your oil change on your YZ250FX. After you wait a few hours, like I said, I haven't done it yet. After you reinstall your skid plate, or if you can do it in another order, you want your ECU is right here, and it also connects to your phone. It's called the Yamaha Power Tuner app. In that app, it has your maintenance logs with the oil change and oil filter. I highly recommend resetting those. I can do it for you right now. I'll screen record on my phone. So let's get into that right now. Alright, thank you guys for watching. You have completed the oil change on your YZ250FX 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Comment if you want me to see any other videos of me doing servicing this bike. I'll probably be coming at you next with either a riding video or a service on the air filter next. I'll also be coming at you with my routine before riding. So yeah, now you have completed your oil change. I hope this video is helpful, and please comment if you guys want to see any other videos, or if you guys can give me other ideas. Like I mentioned before in my intro video, if I get enough requests, I can do a few videos about the Can-Am Maverick XRS X3 2019. If I get enough requests for that, that'll be really helpful. So just let me know, guys. Thanks. Just comment below, subscribe, like, please. Thank you.